Today I'm going to show you how to make chipotle seasoning. Hi, I'm Aaliyah. I'm the founder of the food blog Premeditated Leftovers and the author of the cookbook Prep Ahead Meals from Scratch. I love chipotle seasoning, and my family likes it so much that they ask me to make it in place of taco seasoning with a lot of my Mexican dishes. I usually make it in one of these large mouth mason jars. It makes it really easy when I need to go in and scoop some of it, and I can make a really large batch. That way I don't have to make a batch every time I'm going to cook. So if you already have it made, the spice mix made, like that's half the work of dinner sometimes, right? Okay, so I use a chipotle chili. This requires 1 tablespoon, but this is a skinny jar. So I use 3 teaspoons because 3 teaspoons equals a tablespoon. Okay, I use 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. I use 1 tablespoon of onion powder. Okay, now for coriander, we're going to use 1 tablespoon as well. So again, this is a skinny jar, so I'm going to use 3 teaspoons. And I'm going to get them as level as I can. I'm not going to really worry about it. Coriander is a really mild spice as well. And then with our paprika, smoked paprika, I just need 2 teaspoons. And I have these really long spoons that I use in these big ones. And I got it from a company, I believe it's called Utensi. Okay, then I also use cumin, and it's 1 teaspoon of cumin. And I hope I'm pronouncing that right. How do you guys pronounce it? C-U-M-I-N. Do you pronounce it cumin? Let me know in the comments. Okay, and then Mexican oregano. I use 1 teaspoon of Mexican oregano. If you can't find Mexican oregano in your area, you can go ahead and use regular oregano. Okay, for sea salt, I use half a teaspoon of sea salt. And then also cayenne pepper. We use half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Now, the great thing about putting it in these jars, I mean, if I want to, I could stir it, but I can also just put on the lid and shake it. And voila, we have chipotle seasoning mix. It's ready to go. We usually think of chipotle seasoning as going on traditional Mexican food, right? But we don't have to limit ourselves to that. One of my favorite ways to use it is to put it on vegetables. So I'm gonna make some cauliflower with chipotle seasoning. But before I do, I'm gonna write chipotle seasoning on the lid so I don't forget what's in here, because it's gonna look like a lot of the other spices in my cupboard. So don't forget to put that on there, and you should usually put the date on as well. So first, what I'm going to do with my cauliflower is I'm going to put at least 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm going to see how much the cauliflower seems like it's soaking it up. I have 3 pounds of cauliflower here, and I'm actually just going to go crazy. This is avocado oil, and it is so good for you. So once I have the avocado oil on, you can also use olive oil or your favorite oil. I just really like avocado and olive oil. Those are my favorites to cook with. That and coconut. Okay, so I'm just gonna make sure that they're all coated. And then I'm gonna add chipotle seasoning. Now, this has a lot of pep to it, so I'm not gonna put as much as I would normally if I was just doing onion and garlic. If I was doing onion and garlic, I could do 2-3 tablespoons, right? But since this has so much heat to it, I'm gonna probably do max 1 tablespoon. And I might stop before I even get to 1 tablespoon. I'm just gonna see when they look. This is kind of an eyeball recipe. I do actually have it on my website. Let's see. No, I'm feeling comfortable that we can use the whole tablespoon. Okay, so now let's just toss, because we want to get that evenly distributed. Now, cauliflower, a lot of people don't like it. It's just kind of boring and bland in most people's opinion. I actually happen to like cauliflower a lot. But since it has such a mild flavor, it will take on the seasonings of whatever you cook with it. So it's just gonna soak up this chipotle seasoning, and it's going to be nice and flavorful. It's a great side dish. And so if you're having taco night and you want to serve something that, a little bit lighter than beans and rice, you can make Chipotle cauliflower. Now, if you like your food a little bit spicier and you want to add a little extra, then go ahead. I think this is going to be plenty for my family, and they like their food plenty spicy. But what it's going to do is it's going to make it spicy enough for it to really take on the flavor and turn a boring vegetable into an exciting side dish. Okay, I'm going to put this in the oven at 450 degrees for 14 to 15 minutes. Halfway through, I'm going to flip it over. All right, I just pulled the Chipotle cauliflower out of the oven. 14 minutes today was all it took to cook. It's such a quick and easy side dish, guys. Really try it. Even if you don't think you like cauliflower, you might like it if you put a lot of Chipotle seasoning on it or Cajun seasoning. That's another way I really enjoy it. Okay. So click below to get the recipe for the Chipotle seasoning. You'll find the link below for the Chipotle seasoning as well as the Chipotle cauliflower recipe. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and follow me so that you don't miss any of my quick and easy recipes.